Hi everyone, thank you for joining the webinar, The Best Practices for NetSuite Implementation and Customization. My name is Lakesh Rangra. I'm a Senior Product Marketing Specialist at Gravity Interactive. With me here is Khyati Nagpal, a CRM and ERP consultant at Gravity Interactive. Hi Khyati, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi Lakish, thank you for having me today. I'm so excited to be part of this exclusive webinar.
You're welcome, Khyati. Folks, let me give you a quick walkthrough of the webinar agenda. Our session discussion will revolve around what makes NetSuite the number one cloud ERP solution, NetSuite implementation, the NetSuite implementation process, the importance of implementing NetSuite correctly, the best practices before, during, and after NetSuite implementation, best practices for NetSuite customization, success stories of successful NetSuite projects. But before we proceed, let's start with a brief overview of Gravity Interactive. We are a digital technology leader with extensive experience in enriching customer interactions, designing engagement communities, enabling digital marketing, and driving data-driven decision support. With 13 plus years of industry experience, we have helped over 1,000 global customers drive operational excellence and improve ROI. With a team of more than 1,000 technology experts, we have served clients in different regions, including India, USA, Canada, Australia, and Singapore. Talking about our NetSuite capabilities, we enable businesses to improve their business efficiency with our NetSuite solution that are tailored to fit specific business needs, impart support to our customers when they need help, and simplify NetSuite adoption with a host of services ranging from consultation to implementation, customization, and integration. We have the requisite expertise, industry knowledge, and a wealth of best practices to ensure superior NetSuite experiences for businesses. Over to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Lakish. So, NetSuite has become synonymous with an ERP system. It has emerged as one of the most sought after ERP solutions for businesses across industries. And what it makes the class apart is our features. So first feature for NetSuite is order to cash. It helps to accelerate the order to cash cycle, which is one of the most single important steps a business can take to ensure the deals close successfully. The second one is audit trail visibility. So audit trail is a pre-built search function that displays update to all NetSuite transactions. NetSuite has included a variety of criteria, including users, action, transaction date, amount, and transaction type. Simply running the audit trail will produce hundreds of results. So third one is procure to pay. In order to pay for goods and services, you need a system that is capable of handling all the different aspects. Using NetSuite procure to pay process, you can automate and streamline payment process. Now the next one is tax management. With NetSuite tax management solution, finance teams can calculate, process, and report global taxes accurately. Also, there are another features that are like flexible depreciation management, workflow management, fixed asset roll forward, integrated financial reporting, all of which streamline your financial reporting. Now, NetSuite holistic features and several built-in capabilities make it the first choice of technology IPOs. In fact, around 63% of technology IPOs have been relying on NetSuite since 2011. It was even reported that $123 billion was raised by NetSuite customer during the VC funding. For all these reasons, NetSuite has long been at the forefront in the ERP space.
These statistics establish NetSuite as a top ERP choice among technology companies. But Khyati, you see, there are penalty of options available when it comes to ERP systems. Apart from the features that we have discussed, what else give it a competitive advantage over other ERP solutions?
Yes, so to answer this, I will share four pillars of NetSuite success which advocate NetSuite's strength as an ERP system. So the first pillar is build. The NetSuite offers a suite of offering to support modern business operation. It is built to solve modern business challenges and continuously keeps updating its feature to align with changing demands of the business. Now, the second pillar is Engage, which lays the foundation of NetSuite success with its personalization capabilities. This platform is built to engage its end users and help them to achieve their full potential. Furthermore, it's easy to use and employ, which serves as the third pillar of success. Last but not the least, the fourth pillar is the power of optimization. NetSuite users are not only able to stay ahead of the competition because they are using one of the most efficient ERP solutions, but also they are up to date on all technological advances. Also, however, to capitalize on the potential of NetSuite ERP, it is important to ensure that it is implemented correctly. And that's what we are about to discuss. So let's first see the process of NetSuite implementation. Ideally, this is what the NetSuite process looks like. So the first phase, that is, it starts with the discovery process. The discovery phase is the most vital part of project research. All crucial queries are raised and addressed in this phase, including identifying high level objectives, project scope, and potential integrated system. Doing a gap analysis also and also discussing customization possibilities in this phase. Now, the next phase is the planning phase where proper planning is the key to successful NetSuite implementation. This is a stage where you create the blueprint of the project, set the timelines of the project, and identify key resources. So, what include the key resources are the key members like SMEs, project members, developers, analysts, etc. The next phase is the execution phase. So, NetSuite journey actually begins here. During this phase, you can configure your NetSuite process, settings, and modules, build automation and workflows. With NetSuite, business can automate workflow-driven tasks from simple alerts and data input validation to complex multi-stage processes. You can also automate all your company standards and custom processes by crafting and optimizing responsive workflows. So now set up roles and permissions for end users. Simply put, this is a phase where you put your plan into action. So following the execution phase, we have a crucial phase that would define the course of the project, and that is the training phase.
I guess many businesses tend to overlook this phase of NetSuite implementation.
Yes, you're right. It is often overlooked, but it plays a huge role in the success of the implementation, especially when the company has hired external resources. Think of what this way, like, would it be possible for the user to fully utilize a NetSuite after the experts leave the company or leave the organization?
Well, I guess without proper training, it will be relatively difficult.
Yes, without getting proper training, end users cannot utilize NetSuite effectively as a vast platform. So, training empowers your core team to get along with a powerful ERP solution like the one offered by NetSuite. A company may run this phase alongside the execution phase or might train the team post implementation. Also, it depends on the availability of time and training resources. However, the training phase ensures that everyone has a basic understanding of the system as well as more detailed understanding of how they can use it to achieve their goals. The best NetSuite training practice is to train all the end users personally, not just the department heads. So this ensures increased buy-in and satisfaction of users with the cloud ERP solutions. Now, the next phase is to test the solution. Testing is necessary to ensure that the result matches the agreed upon business requirement during the planning stage. So there are multiple phases of testing. So we're going to discuss first one is use case testing. During this phase, the development and external team test all the process and customization set up during the execution phase. Now, the another one is user acceptance testing. During this phase, the end user tests the processes and customization set up during the execution phase. So this is why it is suggested to train the end user before the beginning of testing phase. Without knowing NetSuite, end user cannot verify the status or test the solution. So once the testing is complete and successful, the next step is to make it live. But the process does not end here. Next in line is a post-live support, which is very important to keep the system updated with the latest release and take timely assistance from your implementation partner to ensure effective performance.
So, Khyati, what's the relevance of following the correct implementation process?
So when your NetSuite system is implemented correctly, so you can easily integrate third-party system with NetSuite, establish business visibility, customize NetSuite to fit business requirements, and centralize core business processes. Last but not the least, you can automate everything for better efficiency, for the business efficiency actually.
So, Khyati, when we talk of implementing NetSuite correctly, what entails a correct implementation process?
So there are few sets of best practices that we adopt for a successful implementation. It's important to keep in mind that there are many things you should do before, during, and after the implementation process. And to make this easier, here are the most important practices on how to implement NetSuite ERP successfully. So let's start with the best practices before implementing NetSuite. So now the first step is to clearly define the scope. A clear project scope leads to the creation of comprehensive and realistic project plan designed to support current and future business needs. The second one is define the gaps that you intend to cover with NetSuite. So once the project scope is defined, it's time to identify the gaps in functionality the business currently experiencing. So this information will guide you now how to utilize the NetSuite to create more efficient system and processes and determine whether any customization is required or not. Now, the third one is establish a timeline for the project. So developing a timeline allows you to stay on top of the things and ensure the project is completed on a schedule. So identify key resources. So identifying essential resources can help you lay foundation for the training phase as these resources would be trained afterwards.
That was a nice roundup on the best practices before NetSuite implementation. I think religiously following these steps can set up a great foundation for the next phase. Over to you, Khyati.
Yes, so next, let's now talk about the best practices during the implementation phase. So during the implementation phase, that starts with the migrating data from previous system. So while this might seem very pretty straightforward, it involves a change in storage and database or application. So here are the best practices to migrate. Now the first one is to best practices for migration, that is identify data to migrate. CSV file we have to prepare, upload data in NetSuite, resolve errors and validate your data. The next step is to configure key NetSuite processes outlined in the planning phase. Next in line is set up a chart of account and account balances. So you can find the chart of your account of your company in the journal ledger of your NetSuite account. So each account is listed in the chart of accounts along with its account number, name, type, description, and balance. So additionally, it indicates whether an account is a summary account. The third step is to configure NetSuite settings. In order to get the best results, business need to configure NetSuite the right way to match their specific requirements. The purpose of configuration is to make NetSuite work for your business by utilizing the existing features and settings. Also, several NetSuite features and settings are available out of the box without requiring coding or a developer. You may already know that you can add custom fields to existing records. Additionally, NetSuite allows you to create entirely new record types to store virtually any type of data. You can create custom segments such as departments and classes that can be used across record types. Now, workflows and safe searches allow you to automate your configuration to increase efficiency, decrease errors, and gain additional insights. Now, moving on, you need to work on automation. So, every business has its own unique requirements. So, automated processes can be adapted to fit by any organizational structure. So, with NetSuite, flow, businesses can automate workflow-driven tasks such as data input validation and alerts to maximize efficiency. Your company's standards and custom processes can be automatically automated using an intuitive point and click interface. So the next step in this phase is to integrate your tech stack with NetSuite.
Thanks for a vivid explanation, Kirati. We can understand how important this process is, and going step by step is the key to do it right. And that brings us to the next point of discussion, the best practices after implementing NetSuite.
Correct. So once you have migrated the data and executed the implementation process, now it's the time to follow a more steps carefully. And to begin with, you need to conduct a post-implementation ERP review. So before you do a post-implementation review, spend a few months living with the new system. So this will help your people learn the new processes, adjust to the system, and determine if it meets your needs. During this review, you and your project team will identify three main things that are what was successful, identify what was challenging, and the third one is address what still needs to be done. So to explain the first one, what was successful, talk about what went well in the project, how your people are seeing the improvements in their daily lives. So to determine if your ERP project objectives were met, refer to your project objectives. Now, the second one is discuss areas where expectations are not being met. So teams that need more training or etc. comes under this phase. Now, the next is it is possible that your requirement change during implementation. So make a list of the features or functionality you still want to implement in the future. Now, the next is document business process, which is very important. When documenting your process, here are a few best practices to follow. Ensure that all areas of the system are covered. Explain the rationale behind major decisions made during implementation. User will have context if they comprehend why a task is carried out in a particular manner. As your procedure evolves over time, update your documentation, which is very important. Make documentation a requirement for every employee because they will change as your organization does. So remember that a strong post-implementation plan will help you to get the most out of your ERP system in the long run and simplify the situation and simplify the transition in the first 2 months after you go live. So next one is align with your ERP partner. So get your NetSuite instance health checkup done from an ERP implementation partner. This will further solidify what you have achieved during the implementation process. Next is developer process for continuous improvement. It is likely that not all items on your original requirement listed were addressed in the initial implementation. So, however, those items that were deemed nice to have don't simply disappear. So, their development becomes the roadmap for the future. As your company grows, you will continue to add to the list. It is important to have a process of capturing, prioritizing, and executing system changes.
Is certain that these best practices will make your transition to the newly installed NetSuite instance much smoother. However, there is more to it. We can further enhance its usability and customize it to serve specific business requirements.
Yes, the ease of customization has helped NetSuite earn a high reputation. So today, each business has its own challenges and requirements. Then no one size fits all. That's where NetSuite customization abilities come into the spotlight.
But before we talk about the best practices for NetSuite customization, there are some important things to know. Kayati, would you like to shed some light on it?
Yeah, sure. So the customization capabilities of NetSuite help companies at their growth stage and give them the confidence to scale. So NetSuite offers the ability to create custom fields, custom client scripts, forms, objects, and scripts as per your business needs. So in addition, it allows you to design schedule scripts. That is, the schedule scripts run on the NetSuite server. A schedule script usage governance limit is higher than the any other script type in NetSuite. So 10,000 units compared with 1,000 units for most of the other script types. So therefore, schedule scripts are ideal for long-running tasks and batch processing. Schedule scripts can be submitted on an on-demand basis. Also, you can schedule scripts for processing at the future date or time. The next one is design user event script. So scripts for user events are executed on the NetSuite server. A user can execute them by creating, loading, updating, copying, and deleting or submitting records. So there are a number of standard NetSuite records and custom record types that user event script supports. So user event scripts allow you to do things such as customizing record validation, ensuring data integrity and business rules and are enforced according to user preferences, checking permissions and restrict records according to user preferences, implementing real-time data synchronization, defining custom workflows, redirection, and follow-up actions. Also, moving on, you can develop portlets, REST LT scripts, suitelets, and custom workflows in NetSuite. Using REST LTs, you can customize NetSuite integrations. In addition to this, it offers actually the user ability to create the custom forms and implement advanced safe search. So the following are some advantages of safe search. The SafeSearch feature is helpful to provide list of data. The result of safe search can be leveraged elsewhere in the system. For instance, mail merges, marketing companions, mass updates, and of course the dashboard. Also, the custom BI tools on the dashboard, with the exception of report snapshots, are built on custom safe search. There are some ways you can customize NetSuite and further enhance its capabilities.
That was excellent, Khyati. You explained the technical aspect of NetSuite customization like a breeze. Now let's take a look at how customizing NetSuite helps a business. To begin with, it helps tailoring NetSuite to meet specific business requirements, building new functionality, workflows, and processes that your business demands, personalized roles to optimize individuals and team productivity, automate approvals and purchasing decisions. You can automate your processes to take quick and accurate decision backed by data and get a unified view of inter-country transactions. In terms of the benefit that customizing NetSuite has to offer, I would still say that this is just the tip of the iceberg. The possibilities are endless, provided the businesses follow the right customization practices. And Khyati, I would like you to shed some light on the best practices of NetSuite customization.
Absolutely, Lakesh. Let's discuss the best practices for customizing NetSuite. So the first one on our list is to remove unnecessary fields when customizing forms, documents, and use appropriate naming conventions at all times. The next is to set up an internal control as they help companies to protect their business company from risk and avoid serious errors. It's also important to know when to use suit flow and when to use suit script. Because in journal, what can be done by the suit flow that can be done by the suit script. So, and when you create a custom object, such as a custom field or custom record and so on, you can specify a unique alphanumeric identifier. Last but not the least, it's important to change the ID of a custom object after it has been created.
NetSuite flexibility with customization has brought growth and success to many companies. And as a NetSuite service provider, Gracity Interactive has comprehensive expertise in customizing it for business needs. And we have helped many business customers tap into its potential. So, Khyati, can you share an instance where we helped a customer with NetSuite customization?
Yes, so that reminds me of G2 developer leader whom we helped streamline financial reporting in NetSuite. So the customer was using NetSuite to manage all its financial transactions, including sales and procurement. So they wanted to create customized dashboards and workflow to view their financial activity and have their journal entries related to procurement go through a tied approval process. Additionally, they also wanted more transparent view of its multi-currency transactions and overall balance sheet. So, and also they wanted to integrate with COPA with their NetSuite dashboard to have a unified view of its procurement bills and nets and amortization schedules.
So how did we help the customer?
Yeah, so to streamline the financial operations, they customize their NetSuite dashboard so that they could have a hawk eye view of their journal entries, intercompany journals, budget allocation, currency revaluation, and more. We also created workflows for procurement related journal entries to add a tired transaction approval process.
That sounds quite interesting, but complex at the same time, Khyati. I'm curious to know about its results. What was its impact?
Yeah, so the customer was able to get a detailed view of its financial information and integrate COPA with its NetSuite dashboard. This facilitated a seamless and more transparent flow of information throughout the application, which were integrated with the NetSuite system, including Salesforce.
Can you walk us through any other instance where we help the customer make the most of NetSuite customization?
Yes, so I remember another case study where we optimized P2P and O2C processes on NetSuite for a cloud-based automated testing platform provider. So the customer uses NetSuite to manage its financial transaction and its P2P, that means procure to pay, and order to cash, that means O2C processes. While they needed customization in P2P processes, there was a lot of manual and redundant work and that they used to do for their O2C processes. So the customer was facing difficulty with the manual work that was required to send the invoices to their customers and rule out inefficiencies like duplication of email recipients. So they were also on the lookout for a solution to manage their new legal entries and migrate the customer data into NetSuite.
So, how did we help the customer to solve this?
So to streamline their order management and invoicing process, we use SuiteScript to create dunning letters for automated and timely payment reminders and created a custom purchase requisition process so that orders go through approvals.
And what was the outcome of these efforts?
Yeah, it turned actually quite impressive. We helped the customer to generate revenue and we have saved on manual effort and automated the process to send timely payment reminders to customers, which resulted in faster payments. So the customer was able to have a more transparent view of its intercompany transaction with the creation of new legal entities of its subsidiaries. In addition to this, they were also able to streamline their order management with an automated order requisition process.
The success stories were interesting indeed. They speak volumes about NetSuite customization capabilities and the business impact that it makes for businesses. Uh, Here's a glimpse of how we simplify NetSuite adoption for businesses. We offer end-to-end service starting from very beginning of product selection, which includes helping our customers understand which feature works best for them. This is followed by implementation and customization. We offer comprehensive support and guidance to ensure a successful NetSuite rollout. Our involvement does not end here, as we go on an extra mile to ensure post-implementation support.
Exactly, Lakish. That's where we make all the difference. As a NetSuite solution provider, we are well versed with all things NetSuite and are proud to be part of NetSuite Solution Provider Program.
And here are some more factors that make NetSuite like think of Grazity when they think of NetSuite services. I would like to thank Hayati for sharing really useful information and making this webinar as insightful as it was.
Thank you, Lakish. It was pleasure to share my knowledge.
And it's a time for wrap up. I hope it was an insightful session. And for any further questions or assistance for the NetSuite, feel free to write us at info@gracity.com or visit us at www.gracity.com. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Lakish Rangra signing off with Khyati Nagpal. Thank you.